welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kirsty and I am a mom, a marketing agency owner, and my family and I live here in the Philippines. We're from the US and I share all things about holistic motherhood, wellness, and nutrition, and thank you so much for being here. If you saw my last video, hopefully you enjoyed it. I shared everything that I prepared for my second home birth. I'm currently over 36 weeks pregnant, so we are just playing the waiting game and seeing when baby wants to arrive. But I wanted to make a video because I saw something yesterday that really resonated with me, and it was a reel that said, if your business gives you the freedom to go to lunch with your partner or spend as much time as possible with your kids, you're already a successful entrepreneur. And that really resonated with me. I started my marketing agency in 2022. It's 2024 now, so it's been over 2 years. And before that, I built my marketing career through a lot of like hustle, I would say, and just, I don't want to say like overworking, but that was just part of what needed to happen at the time. I feel like a lot of it is also ingrained in me as an immigrant, and while a lot of those things are really helpful, and I'm glad that that past version of me was willing to do all that work, all those hours, and be super available to just the people that I worked with, especially the people that were in charge of me. I'm thankful for that version of myself because it has helped me to get here. But at the same time, there are so many things that I learned that I do wish I did differently, especially now that I'm a mom. So I wanted to talk about just balancing motherhood and business. I feel like when we talk about balance, we feel like it means like in the context of business and parenthood or motherhood, they have to be 100% in both, and that's just unrealistic. And I feel like something really changed after I became pregnant with my daughter, and the way that I wanted to show up for myself to be able to show up the way that I do now for my family. So there are a lot of just mindset shifts that had to happen for me, and that was just being okay with things not running at 100% overdrive in the business, and not straining myself for results all the time and getting to a destination, but also just remembering the bigger picture of starting a business, and that's real freedom. And to me, freedom means being able to make your own schedule, have autonomy over your location, spend as much time as possible doing the things that you enjoy. So like having slow mornings with your family, enjoying meals with your family, playtime with your kids, and that's really what that's all about to me. One thing I had to learn, especially as like an immigrant and a woman in business, is that being like strong, hyper independent, hyper vigilant, that's a defense mechanism, that's a survival mechanism, and it's not healthy to be in that state all the time. A lot of that is having to rewire the way we think about work, rest, money, and just our perspective and inner dialogue when it comes to those things. It's really interesting because I feel like when I became a mom, that was the first time I ever felt actual calmness in my nervous system. A lot of us have highly unregulated nervous systems, and sometimes we don't even realize it because we're in constant hustle, grind, and just thinking about the next thing, wanting to do more, especially if you own a business or you're trying to get it off the ground. It's really hard. There are ups and downs in business, so there's a lot of guilt that happens when you're trying to take a beat, or even if you want to pivot, and all the second guessing that comes with that. But becoming a mom for me was the first time I actually felt calm and at peace in my nervous system, and that shifted everything for me. So it definitely made me realize that tapping into just like my slow, regulated, present self is actually what is more abundant and peaceful and powerful and secure. And instead of just working against that and pushing myself constantly to be in overdrive and producing more all the time, that is what I feel like has brought me success and just helped me to go the long route and kind of stay the course. So I don't know, I know this is just kind of a rant, but I was really thinking about that, and I love sharing just motherhood and the different facets of it on my channel. I know my channel has been through a lot of different phases, and now I'm really making content that I really enjoy. I love sharing holistic nutrition and wellness, motherhood, breastfeeding, tips on like home birth and my experience, and just the importance of holistic nutrition and wellness for yourself and your family. So I feel like I'm really in alignment with what I'm sharing. I used to share my experience being a vet tech. I used to be a holistic vet tech, and that was kind of like a pipeline to what I do now. And then I've done different things in marketing, but now creating content on those things that I mentioned is what is really fulfilling to me. I feel like I've talked about this before, but it's crazy when you think about it, but we're the ancestors now, and we're the ones that are supposed to be passing down knowledge and information and insight to our children. So I take that very seriously. Even though I'm a young mom, I really think about the type of grandma that I want to be, and I just hope that I'm able to pass down things like home birth practices and just nutrition and holistic prenatal care to my kids and my grandkids. So those are things that I think about, and being able to tap into my joyful, present, calm, regulated self in my business is what translates into everything else. Anywho, hopefully this is helpful to you if you're a mom who has business, or you're freelance, or you're thinking about making your own business. I feel like there's a lot of resistance that you'll feel, especially in the beginning, just the contrast between motherhood and business. And I feel like that's there for a reason. And just having those healthy habits now and setting those like mental boundaries with yourself and telling yourself that you don't need to be just constantly doing all the time, that is a great foundation for your business and ultimately the way we show up for ourselves and for our kids and our family. I wish I had more resources or just other people to talk about stuff like this with. I'm a young mom, so all my friends, I don't have a lot of friends who are mothers yet or have businesses. So this is just what I want to share. I want to share my experience, and this is what okay, so that's what I wanted to share. I'm 36 plus weeks pregnant, so I think I have one more CBC panel to do just to make sure everything is looking good. I have been really intentional about keeping iron levels up, especially in my last pregnancy. I started with low iron, but I didn't even need to take iron supplements, but I'm also breastfeeding still, so I wanted to make sure that I'm on top of that. Especially as we're getting closer, and then my whole family was just sick, so I wasn't eating the way I would normally like to. So I'm trying to make sure that my reserves are good and that we're ready to go, and I'm just so excited. I feel like especially once you get past 30 weeks, and then if you have a toddler that you're chasing around, it goes by so fast, but then after like 35 weeks it goes a little bit slow, because it's like, when is baby gonna get here? But like I said, I definitely want to share our story when we're ready. I'm gonna film some of it just for our family, like my family, to have. I don't know how much I'll share, but I definitely want to share our story and our experience. My first home birth was about 10 hours of just like active labor. I had maybe 30 minutes, an hour of early labor, and then it transitions to active labor really quickly. So I imagine it'll be pretty similar for this experience, and it'll be quick, hopefully. And I've been eating my dates, drinking my raspberry leaf tea, taking my collagen in my smoothies to improve my skin elasticity, doing my stretches. I started doing inversions every other day just to encourage baby's head to stay in my pelvis. Our birth team showed us forward leaning inversions or tilts, so that was super helpful. And yeah, I'm very excited for that. This was kind of just like a long form video podcast where I was just speaking a lot, so hopefully this resonated with you in some way. Thank you so much for being here and watching the videos. Hopefully you guys are just excited about learning about home birth, or if you're here because you need someone to relate to in holistic motherhood or business. I'm just so glad you're here. So subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment about where you're currently at in your pregnancy journey, or if you're trying to conceive. I'd love to hear some of your story. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.